I can't put you up. For one thing, my dad drops in on me from time to time. Dad drops in on me from time to time. I can't put you up. For one thing, my dad drops in on me from time to time.
Yes, it's a wise decision. Don't let a guy who can't meet your parents stay at your house.
Okay, I learned this phrase. Next. You betrayed me. I'll get even.
How terrible! I wonder if the man has a mistress?
Okay, next. Lisa, are you getting along with Nick? Once in a while, I think of divorcing him.
Is Lisa thinking about divorce? She should think carefully.
These days, the motives for marriage are not necessarily pure. Take Jennifer, for example.
No! Why did Jennifer get married? Did she get married for the purpose of her partner's property?
Hey, Piko, don't disturb my study.
Oh? Why are you studying?
What are you looking at? I'm practicing English phrases in this book right now.
It is so. Anyway, these phrases are so realistic.
Right. This book contains phrases that we often use in real life.
Do humans have problems when they fall in love? All of us birds have good relationships.
I have nothing to say about it. But pairs always have inseparable relationships. We sometimes liken pure love to the two wings of birds.
Humans are troublesome creatures, aren't they? I think I should study more about humans.
Okay, now let me introduce Japanese words about love and its issues. 付き合う verb. 付き合う means start dating. For example, if you want to ask, Are you dating anyone? 誰か付き合っている人はいますか in Japanese.
But isn't it rude to ask whether they are seeing anyone?
You're right. You shouldn't ask this question to people you meet for the first time. Oh, by the way, 付き合う also means help and do together. For example, you can say, 買い物に付き合ってくれない in Japanese, which means, Will you go shopping with me, please?
Oh, it's confusing.
浮気 Noun. 浮気 means to have favor with someone other than your partner. Even if you don't take any action, if you feel anything romantic for someone other than your partner, it's considered 浮気.
I only love this spooky chain. Loving others? It's out of the question.
不倫 Noun. 不倫 is more serious than 浮気. They like the other person more than their partner. And, well, I mean, completely betray their partner.
What do you mean?
You, as a bird, don't have to know about that. 二股をかける phrase. 二股をかける means having two lovers at the same time.
The bastard!
What's interesting is that there is a similar expression in English. In English, you say two-timing, right? 二股the 二 means two.
So, what does mata mean?
That is, well, what should I say? 元の鞘に収まる or よりを戻す phrase. These mean to get back together. 元の鞘に収まる図、鞘 is a seize. It came from returning the sword pulled out in its original place. より of よりを戻す represent the situation where the threads are entangled. 戻す is to return the original situation, so it means restoring the twisted relationship as if the threads are untied.
I see. These are expressions that came from metaphors, right?
Yes. Okay, now allow me to give some data. Firstly, let me introduce some surveys about the mindsets for romance and marriage. A research institute named Bridal Research Institute conducted a survey of unmarried men and women aged 20 to 40 nationwide. Among unmarried men and women in their 20s to 40s, the percentage of those who have a lover was 33.4%, and the percentage of those who did not have a lover was 66.6%.
This data show that many people who are not married do not have a lover, right?
Yes, but I think this result may be because the age group is a wide range, from 20s to 40s. According to the survey, 28.6% of them even had no dating experience. This number hasn't changed much in the last few years.
About 1 in 3 people of marriageable age have never dated anyone.
The percentage of men who have lovers is lower than that of women. While 36.9% of women have a lover, only 30.7% of men have lovers, and the percentage of men who have never dated was higher than that of women, with 32.9% for men and 23.1% for women.
I wonder why. It is because the number of men and women is different in Japan?
No, the numbers of men and women are about the same here. A critic said this way: "This is polygamy of time lag."
The polygamy of time lag? Bigamy is illegal in Japan, isn't it?
That's right. It means that high-status men can easily find their next new wife, even if they get divorced. And they marry a woman who has never been married. On the other hand, low-income men cannot even get lovers. Therefore, there are men who can marry women several times, and men who have never even dated women.
It's money after all.
Well, I think the polygamy of time lag seems to be a little extreme expression.
Definitely. The most important thing is love, not money.
Well, I cannot say for sure. There is a strong correlation between income and marriage rates. Take a look at this data surveyed by the Cabinet Office. This represents the marriage rate of men and their employment status. The red line is a permanent employee with a stable income. The yellow line is a contractor employee, and the blue line is a part-time employee.
The marriage rate for ages 30 to 34, the permanent employee is 59%, and the part-timer is 15.7%. So it's 4 times different.
We can see that the marriage rate varies greatly depending on the type of employment. Furthermore, looking at the relationship between annual income and marriage rate, we can see that the higher income, the higher the marriage rate in all age groups.
It's not romantic at all.
Marriage is a reality. By the way, people who do not get married and both, those who want to get married but have no partner, and those who are not interested in marriage in the first place. The Cabinet Office's 2021 annual report showed data on why they are not married. The most major reason was, I want to get married but can't meet someone who suits me. On the other hand, the answer is, I don't want to lose my free time. I want to enjoy my hobbies. And I don't feel the need for marriage also stand out. Aside from that, the reasons, I want to be enthusiastic to work without getting married, and I don't have enough money for marriage, are increasing.
I'm surprised there are so many reasons. And I found there are a lot of negative opinions about marriage. Does getting married mean losing their freedom?
Many people may think so. I feel that some people, especially young people, have negative thoughts about romance as well as marriage. The other day, I talked to a man in his 20s at work. He said he enjoys gardening on his days off.
Wow! He has the same hobbies as you.
Yes, so I talked with him a lot. He likes gardening because of receiving in return.
What do you mean?
He said, if I had a girlfriend, I'd lose my free time and money. However, tomatoes and cucumbers produce fruit with little effort, and I can get a big reward. I don't need big money to care of them. Moreover, they won't complain.
How realistic!
There's another interesting tendency. It seems that the thinking about marriage has been changing a little due to the spread of infectious diseases. Compared to the before the virus epidemic, 10% of those who were originally unwilling to marry changed their minds that they wanted to get married.
Oh? Why?
They answered, I want to live mentality stable, and I want to someone who can support each other mentality.
I see. It continues to be uneasy in this situation all over the world. So some people need to get a partner to rest their hearts.
Being with someone may help to relieve anxiety, but at the same time, many people have more stress by spending a lot of time with their partners. There are many posts on SNS of people who want to spend time alone rather than spending time with their partners.
The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence.
True.
Romance and marriage are supposed to be wonderful and happy topics, but for some reason, I feel down.
Me too. We've seen harsh realities. Shall we take a break? Would you like to eat the tomatoes I grew?
Sure.
The weather has been good this year, so my tomatoes are growing well.
Oh, fresh and sweet. I especially love tomato seeds.
No pesticides are used, so you can eat them with ease. Now that we've taken a break, let's continue. Next is the birth rate. The annual number of births in Japan exceeded 2 million during the first baby boom era. The total fertility rate, or the average number of children a woman will have in her lifetime, was over 4. Since 1975, it continues to decline over the years. The number of births in 2021 was about 810,000, and the total fertility rate was 1.3.
If the total fertility rate does not exceed 2, the population declines.
Yes, and this is a common issue in East Asia, not only in Japan. China's fertility rate in 2021 was 1.3, the same as Japan's, and South Korea's was 0.81.
The declining birth rate and aging population are progressing rapidly.
Yes, but it can also be said that women are becoming more educated and playing more important roles in society. By the way, about 98% of children born in Japan are born to married men and women. In other words, children are rarely born outside of legal couples. Given this situation, several issues emerge.
What?
Since most children are born in married couples, rising the birth rate needs rising the marriage rate, right?
You're right.
Then, look at this graph. This data shows the percentage of people who have never been married as the age of 50. About 1 in 4 men and 1 in 7 women are unmarried as of the age of 50. And this number is expected to continue to rise.
For unmarried people, marriage is none of your business.
Right. Nobody can force someone to marry in this 21st century where diversity is valued.
Of course.
So I think it's need to target measures for people who want to get married but can't because of financial problems. Aside from that, there is also an opinion that we should set up an environment that makes it easier to have children out of wedlock, like in Europe and the United States.
Oh? You mean the government has to address the needs of women who want to have children but don't need a husband, right?
Yes. However, to be honest, there is a rather negative thought of children born out of wedlock in Japan. For example, my mother hates the thought of rising the birth rate by having children born out of wedlock. She said, firstly, men and women should have platonic relationships. Next, meet their parents and get married. Finally, give birth to a child if they want. Not taking such proper steps is a lack of common sense and an educated act. What do you think, Piko?
Too difficult for me. I don't know what these steps, but I hope humans love their partners and children forever like birds.
What the verse is saying is persuasive. Finally, let me show you the data on divorce. According to a survey of the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, the number of divorces in 2021 was about 180,000, and the divorce rate was 1.5.
I can't tell whether this figure is high or low.
The divorce rate is the number of divorces per 1,000 population. That is, it does not indicate that rate at which married couples divorce.
Oh, I understand.
For instance, the divorce rate is high in Moldova at 4, more than twice as high as in Japan. The United States, was 2.5. In Asia, specifically, South Korea was 2.1 and Singapore was 1.8.
So this means that Japan's divorce rate is not high, right?
I'm not sure. As an example, in Europe, there are many couples who are not legally married, right? They are not counted as marriages. So even if you break up a cohabiting relationship, it doesn't count towards the divorce rate data. It is impossible to make a simple comparison because it depends on their factors, such as the system of marriage and divorce. Whether or not there is a system that society recognizes husband and wife, as in the case of legal marriage, religious customs, etc. I tried to find the official data on what percentage of couples who actually get married get divorced, but I couldn't find it. If I look at the couples around me, I think 1 in 3 couples get divorced.
It seems to be hard for humans to keep loving one person forever.
The causes of divorce have also been studied. Here are the top 5 divorce reasons for men. First, personality mismatch. Second, mental views. Third, adultery. Fourth, bad relationship with family. Fifth, sexual problems. Next, the divorce reasons for females. First, personality mismatch. Second, not giving living expenses. Third, mental abuse. Fourth, violence. Fifth, adultery.
The most common cause of divorce for both men and women is personality mismatch.
They are not satisfied with their partner because they could not accept their partner's personality, values, and mismatched habits, which probably led to the breakdown of the marital relationship. Alright, how was today's topic, Piko?
Today's contents were very humorous. It made me reaffirm that humans are strange and complicated creatures. By the way, do you want to get married?
I'm a freedom-loving 17-year-old forever. But if a wonderful guy appears, I may think about marriage.
Oh? What kind of guy is your ideal type?
Firstly, rich and good-looking, smart, gentle, good at cleaning and cooking, and...
Stop! You are looking for a unicorn. And you should have pure love like me.
Come on! I know that Piko is actually futamata. You said, I only love this blue keychain. How dare you said such a thing?
Huh?
I watched you sleep clinging to your spoon keychain.
What? That was, well...
There is your cheating partner in the kitchen too. I know everything.
What are you saying?
I witnessed you kiss the handle of the knife.
You are misunderstanding. It's uaki, not futamata.
Same thing.